Be cautious if you hear these phrases from a man. In this video, we will talk about the phrases that should make you wary. Often, these phrases even sound flattering to women, and they do not realize what is actually hidden behind each phrase. So today, we will uncover the essence of these phrases, what they mean, and what to expect from a man who expresses certain phrases. And the first phrase is, "I am not ready for a serious relationship because I recently broke up with my ex." So, what is happening here? It seems that the woman hears that the man is struggling, that he recently broke up, and that he is feeling bad, and she is ready to be there for him because she likes this man. She is willing to make an effort for this relationship and is perhaps ready to ease his pain from the breakup. She is ready to spend a lot of energy and effort, but at that moment, the man simply shifted all the responsibility for the relationship onto the woman. In other words, he said, "I am not going to do anything for the relationship right now because I am still in my past relationship. If you need something, go ahead, but I will not do anything." What does a man really say? In other words, I want to enjoy all the benefits of the relationship, but I won't make the slightest effort. And if the woman is unhappy about something, he will say, "Well, I warned you right away. I told you from the start that I am not ready, so it's your fault." Often in such relationships, if a woman enters into a relationship with such a phrase, she will feel used. And here it only depends on the woman's desire and how long her patience will last to carry everything. That is often. Patience runs out. A man has taken a comfortable position for himself. Next, the following phrase. In other words, the man immediately states that it will not be easy. A woman hears and often thinks that perhaps he is such a deep man, possibly with such a rich inner world. He immediately states that he is not an easy person. And here, on one hand, it is pure truth. On the other hand, there is manipulation. After all, he warned you. Every time things get difficult for you, he will say, "Well, I warned you. I warned you that it wouldn't be easy." So, what does such manipulation give to the man? In other words, he immediately made it clear that, once again, he will not make an effort to do any work on himself. He will not try for the sake of the relationship. He shifted all the responsibility onto the woman if something doesn't suit her or if she doesn't like something. He warned her. And here it is solely the woman's choice. He is simply shifting the responsibility for the relationship onto another person, onto the woman. Next, the following phrase. "It is important for me to be able to trust you." And the woman hears this phrase and she often likes it. After all, she thinks that this is about trust, about a pure and sincere relationship, about something real. But often behind such a phrase hides a jealous person, a tyrant, a person who is a manipulator, a person who again warns right away. And in these relationships, what happens to the woman? She will try very hard. She will strive to show that she can be trusted, that she is not a bad person, that she is not some kind of cheater or traitor. She is trying, instead of enjoying the relationship, to show that she can be trusted. After all, from the very beginning, this phrase is pure manipulation, but why does a jealous person say it? Because he often judges by himself, meaning he is ready to cheat and betray. And he sees the same thing in the people around him, meaning he knows that he is capable of this. So everyone around the woman is capable of it too. He manipulates the woman and tells her that it is important to trust him. And she falls for this hook, proving something to him, trying for relationships, until at some point she gets a knife in the back. Infidelity, betrayal from the very man who should be sure that she can be trusted. Moving on, the next dangerous phrase is, "What will my mom say?" Again, this phrase may immediately flatter girls and women. They may like this phrase. That is, if a man treats his mother so well, then he will treat me well too. So he will take into account my wishes, my preferences, my tastes, and so on. But in reality, this is once again a big misconception, a major mistake. Because if a man brings his mother into the relationship right from the start, it means he is already concerned about her opinion, wondering what mom would say here, or how mom would act in this situation. So you are entering that very love triangle where the mother will be the main figure, making all the decisions, knowing how you should live, how to raise children, and she will know better how to cook, how to care for grandchildren, and so on. This is a person you simply cannot compete with. So it's up to you to decide whether you are ready for this or not. Moving on, we're not like everyone else. You are better. And this is yet another manipulation. This manipulation can also sound like this. You are not like my ex-girlfriend. You are better than my ex-girlfriend. What kind of manipulation is this? Again, girls, young women, and women often find it flattering. After all, it's better, right? After all, I am better than someone. But it is very important to remember that idealization ultimately leads to devaluation. That is, if you are idealized at first, you will definitely be devalued later. These are the competitions in which you will compete against yourself or some imaginary figure. You will always need to strive to be better than someone. And these competitions will never end. And there will be such emotional swings when you are first praised. You are better, you are smarter than my ex-girlfriend, or simply you are smarter than everyone around, and so on. And this is, in fact, a very strong manipulation that prevents a person from relaxing. Later, when you try to relax a bit, all your successes will be devalued. In fact, the man is telling you that you haven't really done anything special, for example, although recently you were the best in the world, and so on. In other words, comparisons never really end. And these are such pressure points. If you see that a man idealizes you at the very beginning and tries to compare you even in a better light, that is, with someone else, be prepared for the fact that he'll just hook you in such a way that he will make you try harder, periodically devalue you, then praise you again, and so on. Your emotional swings will not lead you to happiness. Here's another phrase. You are everything to me. If this phrase is said once or during a beautiful moment, a happy moment you are experiencing, meaning it is said in a joyful and wonderful time when you are both at a peak of pleasure and happiness, then it may not be dangerous. However, it becomes dangerous when the man constantly says this phrase, you are everything to me, you are everything to me, nothing else matters to me, you are everything to me. There are two dangers here. The first is that it is not inherently scary. The man experiences a complete merging where he begins to not differentiate between himself and his woman. In the moment of merging, all his emotions, actions, and feelings depend on her. If everything is good, then he acts well, happily. But if there are problems in the relationship, he may act in completely unexpected ways because he does not feel happy at that moment. The merging is no longer there. But in reality, it's not that scary. If a man wants this kind of merging, then it can be lived with. You just need to understand that what happens is worse when there is a jealous person and a tyrant nearby. And what is happening here? And he says to you the phrase, you are everything to me. He endows you with some kind of super feelings, super emotions, some kind of super potential, and he believes in it. He starts to take revenge on you for not living up to the ideal he has created for you. In this case, the relationship can be truly painful and frightening. If he is a tyrant, there may even be physical punishments for not meeting some of his ideals, rather than your own. So, pay close attention to what the man is telling you. From these words, you will understand and feel a lot when a man resorts to certain manipulations. It is likely that without therapy, it will be difficult for this man to build any sincere, honest, and genuine relationships. That is, he still needs to work on himself before entering into a relationship. But if you are not ready, let's say, to carry such a burden alongside a man, then it might be easier to just leave him, in order to not fight often with myself in such relationships. That's all I have regarding this video. This was me, Alice Vardomska. Hope for your likes and subs. Write in the comments what you'd like to discuss in my new videos. Don't forget to hit the bell icon, and goodbye everyone.